Hello everyone, this is Ashish and welcome back to the Momentum podcast. And today we'll be discussing a lot of questions related to competitive examination. This one will be mainly focused towards GATE examination because GATE season is going on and a lot of questions related to that is coming. So in the comment section and in the community post that I recently did two different community posts asking you guys to put your questions, and majority of the questions were related to GATE examination. But don't worry, as I've said before, most of my tips and guidance will be helpful for any competitive examination in general. People preparing for other competitive examinations already know that these tips are pretty much universal. Also, this is going to be pretty long. I've gone through hundreds of comments and sorted out somewhere around 34 comments which were the most highly rated, or the comments to which I've not answered yet in any video. I've been making videos for over 2 years and I've almost covered every topic when it comes to how to study and preparation strategies for GATE, Engineering Services, ISRO and BARC. So I'm not going to repeat myself. Any question that I've already answered, I'm just going to link it down in the description box. Other than that, there are a few small topics which I've not talked about. So I think these podcasts are the best way to deal with these short topics. So the timestamps will be down in the description box, so you don't really have to watch the full thing. If you want to move to a particular question, then you go to the description box and go to the particular time and you'll get your answer. But if you're working out, if you're traveling, if your ears are free and you can listen to it, maybe you're cooking or something, then you can listen to it as podcast. You don't really have to see my face continuously, and you can do your thing. And I would suggest that you invest this amount of time because correct direction is also very, very important. Okay. With that said, moving to the first one by GD and Raju, unable to focus on studies consistently. Now this question wants me break my head, not because this question is having 67 likes and this question has been asked multiple times on all the comment sections, but because I've already made multiple videos on how to maintain consistency, how to maintain continuity. Videos are available both in Hindi and English, and I'm tired of telling people that I've already made a lot of videos on consistency. Basically, how you deal with it is that you should be knowing what is the task in hand and how much time you have to perform that task in a particular day. Before you go to sleep, the next day should be all arranged up that these are the tasks that you're going to do. The tasks should be visible to you throughout the day so that you do not go off track, and that is how you consistently work. Consistency will require motivation. Consistency will require your dedication. Consistency will require you being passionate about the goal. These are the qualities that only gods have achieved. You can achieve to a certain level by being very serious with whatever you're trying to do. Consistency is important not only for GATE examination. Without it, you won't be able to crack any competitive examination. You won't be able to do anything in general in life. You have to consistently work towards a particular target if you have to achieve that particular target. It is not going to be like you are going to be working in a spike fashion. You're going to be working very hard for 48 hours and then you're going to leave it. You have to consistently put effort. It is a marathon, not a sprint. More than that, I'm not going to add because those are the things that I've already talked about. So I'm going to link it down in the description box. And I have also posted one community post because I was getting this question too much. But for the new subscribers, I've already talked about it. So follow that, and I'm going to move to the next one. I'm getting poor marks in the subject-wise test series itself, even after completing all the material provided by coaching institutes. I feel I'm not totally weak in the subject, but still I'm getting poor marks. Now, full-length test series is a different story. This question is by Aniket Pandey. Today only I was talking to one of the aspirant and he said that he was following my videos very regularly. You might be seeing that call recording in some of the talk call videos that comes out on Thursdays, but I'm going to give you a summary. He said that he follows my videos very regularly and he follows all the tips, but still there was a lot of things that he was doing wrong, and it only came out by me having a conversation with him. That is the thing that I realized, that there is a communication gap between me and the viewers of the channel, that even after looking at the videos, number one, you may not be applying it, or number two, you might not have understood things properly in the first place. So let us talk about this issue properly right now, that you are getting poor marks in subject wise test series. Full length test series, we are going to talk about it later, but this reminded me of that conversation, because that boy was also saying that he is getting very low marks in subject wise test series. Like out of 25 questions, he is able to solve 6-7 questions. And number one, he was not doing analysis after the test. Number two problem was that he was not giving the test series with proper revision, and he was just using test series as practice set questions. Now there are a lot of problems attached to that. See, test series are valuable. Each and every test series, if you are taking a test series of a good coaching institute, then each and every test series is valuable for you. That means that you have to live up to utilize that value. For that, two things you have to do. Number one, before you give the test, your preparation should be perfect. You do not half-heartedly give any test just to test what level you are at. All right. So if you're not going to prepare very well, you're going to score poorly over there. That is going to dishearten you. And also after the test, you are not going to analyze it. Then you are not going to improve as well. So if you're going to give a test series, give it seriously with full preparation, like you would be appearing in your final examination. So take test series very seriously. It might be a subject wise test series, but still you have to take every test series seriously. Then only you will be developing that habit of taking every question seriously, and that will reflect on the day of the examination. Okay. So after the test series also, you should be analyzing it properly. And if you are able to score, let us say 10% or 20% of the marks of the test series, then definitely you are not at the stage where you are supposed to give test series, right? So the same person, when I asked that, have you solved engineering services previous year question, the person said that no. And that is pretty obvious that you're not able to solve questions that well. If you have only solved the limited questions in the question bank of GATE previous year questions, you will not be having sufficient practice. So you'll need more practice from the questions that have appeared before, or the questions which you are going to be solving not in limited time, but you will be solving it with an ease, that are engineering services previous year question if you are in core branch of engineering, and that is going to give you sufficient practice. Another problem is that a lot of people have not properly completed their syllabus also. They have not covered the syllabus from proper source, and they are all of a sudden giving test series. That is going to do only one thing, that is going to dishearten you. So if you want to give test series, here are the checklist that should be done. You should be done with all the previous year questions of GATE examination. If engineering services is available in your branch, then you should be done with all the engineering services previous year questions of that subject also. Also, there's a little bit difference in the syllabus of engineering services and GATE. But if the syllabus is matching, then that will only give you more practice, because GATE also have 1 mark questions, and that practice will be gained from engineering services previous year question. Your syllabus should be completed by a proper source. So let us say some person who is teaching it online, or you have joined offline classes. In any scenario, that person should have cracked competitive examinations for which you are preparing for. So if you're covering from that, one chapter of that subject is over, you will be going and solving the previous year questions of that subject, and then you will be moving like that, and after some time you will be completing the subject. Now, after completing the subject, you are not supposed to give subject-wise test series all of a sudden. So this is the problem. A lot of people don't have sufficient base before they start attempting the subject-wise test series. So after completing the subject, you have to have one full revision of your class notes also. That is something that comes under the parallel revision that I've already talked about. After that set is over, then you are going to get into cyclic revision, and cyclic revision is having the subject-wise test series. If you do it like that, only then you will be scoring good marks in your test series, because your base should be good, and also you should be having sufficient practice of the questions that have already appeared. Otherwise, other problem that is going to happen is that there is some irrelevant question available in a test series, but still you won't be able to recognize that this question does not really matter. So it will be a loss for you. So if you're getting very low marks, chances are you're making the mistakes that I've already talked about. So look into it and stop giving test series right now. First cover the syllabus properly, first cover the previous year questions properly, and then give the test series. The problem is that most people want to give the test series to get that confidence, or if I'm going to get very good marks in test series, I can be secure that I'm going to get good marks or good rank in my final examination as well. That is never going to happen. So you have to complete the syllabus and give yourself proper practice and take the test series seriously. So before giving the test series, I've talked about these things in cyclic revision video. Revise it properly, revise the subject properly, and then only give the test series. Okay, because this is the kind of mentality that you have to develop. In your final examination, you will be there prepared, no 100%. You won't be giving it like half-heartedly. So that is something that you have to develop from the initial stage itself. Aniket Pandey, 44 likes in this one. Okay, moving forward. Anshu Mishra asks, distraction mainly due to placement as much time is going on it. All right, this one is having 77 likes. So I had made a separate video for the 7th semester people. The final year people are having a lot of problem. Even the 5th semester people are having a lot of issues because the semester examination and the internships and the placements. So I've talked about it mainly over there, but similar questions are appearing again and again, that there are placements and all, that how to manage. First of all, I've talked about this before also in that video, and you should not miss your placements and do appear in that seriously, because we have already seen a humongous drop in the PSUs that are there through GATE examination. The ISRO examination was also there in 2020 and it has given the result but still not taken the interview. The BARC examination was also there but it has not even given the result yet. So it is pretty obvious that the government jobs have also taken a hit and it is not going to jump up very fast next year. Also there will be a problem that people who were of 2020 batch, they will be appearing in 2021 batch as well. So the jobs through GATE examination in 2021 is not looking very good, obviously, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is the reality. So definitely if you are missing out on placements, it is your fault. Okay, so remember that. Take placement seriously as well, because that is going to help you give something for at least a year or so to have something for an income, and you will not be frustrated, because right now the economy has gotten hit. So you need to take whatever opportunities that you're getting. If you want to prepare for GATE examination, do it simultaneously. Another problem that maybe a question is going to appear in subsequent comments, but I remember it, that people are saying that other students are getting placed and it is disheartening. Now I've been over there where I've been rejected by 5 different companies in 7th semester and I saw so many people getting placed and it hurts, obviously. But you have to understand that the picture people create about these campus placements now is not really real. So even a 3 lakh package placement is going to be so hyped that people are going to be celebrating after they get a placement in that. It does not really matter. They are going to get into the same cycle of churn and they are going to be working very hard in that company as well, and they are going to be frustrated as well. So it does not really make a lot of difference if you are not getting placed. It gives you extra reason for you to keep on preparing for your GATE examination. Also, it is very widely seen that people who get placement don't really focus much on GATE examination after that. That is another mistake. You do not get placed and you do not prepare for GATE examination because you are demotivated, or you get placed and you do not prepare for GATE examination because you're too happy. In any case, you are not preparing. The reason is not whether you got placed or you did not. The reason is that you never wanted to study in the first place, so you'll find any excuse that you can. All right, so that is also seen that after the placement, people are not preparing for GATE examination. They're preparing very well till they got placed, and after that they left their preparation. So please don't do that either. If you're placed, that is good, you are having a safety, but obviously, like I said, these 3 lakh packages or even 5 lakh packages that campus placements give are not really going to be worth it. And especially these private sectors are making their employees work way too hard, especially after the COVID. So keep that in mind, that government job is obviously going to be much better for you. Or if you're from CS, IT, or if you want to do MTech in future, then obviously that is going to also give you a good opportunity, because 2 years of MTech is going to help everything to get settled after that. Okay, the first time recession happened in 2008, and by 2011 things were again getting very, very normal. Okay, so these are the things that you need to keep in mind if you're in 7th semester. Whether you got placed or you did not get placed happens with a lot of people, but it depends on you how you keep on sustaining. Okay, next, lack of motivation. After all preparation, I'm not feeling motivated enough. I feel less confident. 41 likes on this one. So motivation, I really cannot help you much, because I cannot play a mantra on you which is going to make you motivated. That is what people are expecting most of the time when they're watching these motivational video, and it works also like a adrenaline rush for, let us say, 1 hour, and then it fades away because it was kind of like a drug. Okay, but I'll say one thing: once your goal is clear, you'll never have issues with motivation. So if you're having problems with motivation, or you do not find why you need to study, then obviously if you are not having clear-cut goal, so the clearest or easiest motivation. So I was also having this kind of situation that I do not want to study, but that was only until class 12th. But if you're not having motivation when you're in your bachelor's degree, then it is very clear that you are not looking very far. So even if you look 4 years in the future, you are going to have a nasty life if you are not going to work very hard right now. So that is the reality. If that cannot motivate you, I do not think any word can come out of my vocal cord that can motivate you. Okay, that is a personal opinion, but yes, I know people who are extremely motivated by their situations, and I've seen very, very bad situations, and people are dealing with financial issues, people are dealing with their personal issues, and they are still studying because they want to improve their life. So if you are having lack of motivation, most likely you are having abundance of money in your pocket. Okay, I do not think that anyone who is poor is not motivated to get an earning. Okay, moving forward. How to deal with eye strain due to online classes for both college and GATE. Okay, so I have discussed this in one of the call videos, but I'm going to summarize this over here. Now you see this glasses over here. This does not actually have any power, but this is having a blue cut lens, and it really helps. A lot of people argues that blue cut lens does not really work, but it does work. I see a great difference in the eye strain that I'm getting when I'm not wearing and when I'm wearing this. Okay, so try this. The only thing is that get one of good company, otherwise others also give blue cut lenses, but it is not worth it. It is going to cost somewhere around 2000 rupees, and it's definitely a worthy investment at this stage where you're going to look at the screen almost throughout the day. When I was preparing for competitive examinations, I was not aware of this, and it used to hurt a lot. My eyes used to burn a lot, because yes, obviously looking at a screen throughout the day is going to dry out your eyes, and a lot of people also do not know about that. After every let us say 5-minute or 10-minute interval, you should look here and there, so that you let your lenses focal length change a little bit. That is also going to help, and concentrating on something actually decreases or increases the time in between your eyelid shuts down to wet your eyes again. So that is also going to hurt your eyes, and immediately it is going to damage your eyes over some time. I was having tremendous genetics, and that is why I never got any power in my lenses. I do not know why. I used to play a lot of video games, and when I was in college also, I was studying a lot of books, and then I was giving a lot of test series. I prepared for competitive examination for 3 years, gave thousands of test series, but it was, I think, the good genetics that I was having, but still my eyes used to hurt and it used to burn. There are a lot of modes like night mode these days in your screen, so that is going to help you a lot in reducing that. That is also kind of acting like a blue cut lens only, so use those things. And also try to give yourself interval. For example, you have given test series for 3 hours, then you give yourself some other thing, not looking at the screen, doing anything else other than looking at the screen. So the biggest problem these days is that everything is on screens, right? So the moment you are done with giving test series, you think, let us relax, and then you'll be picking up your cell phone, and then it is another screen. So you are actually traumatizing your eyes way too much. So you have to take care of that. And I've said this before also. See, these competitive examinations are not really very healthy for your body in general, not healthy for your entire body, physically, eyes, brain. It is not healthy at all, because you are not getting proper amount of sleep, looking at a lot of screen throughout the day. If your screen time is very high throughout the day, let us say 5 hours, 6 hours, which is very, very common for people preparing for competitive examination, especially these days because all the classes are online, you're not even going to get very sound sleep. So the amount of sound sleep you get throughout the night is inversely proportional to the screen time that you're having throughout the day. Okay, so keep that in your mind. You give yourself a little bit of fluctuation. Try to read as much as possible through hard copy. So if there are some notes, if you can print it out, it will be helpful for you. So in that case, if you're printing out some things, then you can fluctuate. Like for example, 2 hours you're looking at the screen, let us say 1 hour you're not looking at the screen, reading through hard copy. That is going to help you. Try to read in natural light. That is also going to be very, very helpful. Other than that, this preparation for competitive examination is a churn, and it is going to happen for 1 year or 2 years. So you have to deal with that. That is why most people are not able to sustain it more than 2 to 3 years. Okay, so that's as much as I can help you guys. Invest in a blue cut lens. Try to fluctuate your pattern of preparation. After 1 or 2 hours, give yourself some time to not look at the screen, and I think that is going to be as much as you will be able to do. Okay, next, distraction, how to deal with it. Okay, this is the thing. Some people will be having the problem of consistency, some people will be having a problem of distraction, some people will be having a problem of motivation. If you are really serious about these examinations, you won't be having any problem. Okay, that's as simple as that. I'm not going to waste time in this one. Sorry, Ritik. Next, I think waking up early is my biggest problem these days. Waking up early is not absolutely must, especially if you're just 1 or 2 months away from competitive examination. 1 or 2 months away from competitive examination, you can fix it. Let us say you're 20 days away from competitive examination. You can't really change it now because it is going to be dangerous for you. Why you are supposed to change it is because your competitive examination, let us say gate examination, is not going to happen 2 a.m. in the morning or 12 a.m. at night. So it is going to have in daytime, right? Generally, it can happen at 9 a.m. or it can happen at 2 p.m. That is the time in between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. some examination is going to happen. So I want your brain to be functioning the best. So right now I wake up pretty late in the morning and I stay awake late till night. Right now it is 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm recording this video this late, but I don't really have to appear for any examination in, let us say, 30 days, which is going to happen 9 a.m. in the morning, but you have to. So there's something that we call biological cycle. So there's a biological clock that your body is adjusted to sleeping at this time, waking up at this time. So if you are going to appear for any examination, it is best that your body knows that it has to be awake 9 a.m. in the morning. Even gate aspirants, you don't really know what is going to be the timing for your examination. It can be very well 9 a.m. And for a lot of people who have to travel far distances to reach the examination center, they would have to wake up as early as, it might be 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning to travel, let us say 2 hours and reach the examination hall at time. So your biological clock should be set like that you are fresh throughout the day. That is the only reason that you are suggested to wake up early in the morning. Now, how to wake up early in the morning? Tip number 1, sleep early at night. And that is the last tip, first and the last tip. Sleep early at night. You have to give your body at least 6 hours of sleep. 6 and 7 hours of sleep your body will be expecting. If you are not going to give your body even 6 hours of sleep, it is going to sleep throughout the day with your eyes open. All right, it is going to happen. You are not going to get very efficient day. So ideally you should be sleeping 8 hours, and I'm doing that right now. So I'm very feeling very fresh and healthy. But I know, like I said, preparation for competitive examination is a churn and it is super unhealthy for your body. Now, A few of the other things that you can use for waking up early in the morning, we all know about alarm, but there's a app called Alarmy, and this is an app that I used to use while I was preparing for competitive examination. It is actually going to let you do or force you to do some tasks, okay? And if you do not do that task, the alarm is not going to shut down. So generally in an alarm clock, what we do is that we just click on a button and it just goes out, right? And that is the problem. Most people go to the snooze mode again and again, or just shut the alarm clock again and again, and they have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and they wake up 10 o'clock in the morning. That is the problem. But this alarm clock is not going to stop. You basically have to blast your phone if you want to shut it down without doing the task. So what this does, what I used to use, is that it has something as a calculation thing. So you'll have to do some math problems, addition, subtraction, division, these kind of things, and there are various levels of you doing this. I don't really know if it is free still, but most likely it will be. If it is not free, there will be some other app also available, but this is what this app used to do. It won't stop until you have solved that mathematics problem, and it used to give 4 or 5 problems, and when you will be able to solve 4 or 5 problems, mathematics, just addition, division, depending on the level that you have selected. I used to do it in level 3 or 4. Then until and unless you have solved all those questions, it is not going to shut the alarm. And once you have done, it will shut the alarm. But after solving so many questions right in the early morning, I don't think that you will be feeling sleepy, or at least you will be back to your senses. That is the problem that most people have. They don't even know that they are sleeping when they are trying to wake up, and their brains play various games to let them know that they are awake, but actually they are asleep. So it is crazy, the science of sleep. But that is all happening because you're thinking by your subconscious. But to solve these mathematical problems, you will have to consciously think, and once that conscious awakes, then you won't be having a problem of falling asleep again. So this app really helps. Use that. Few other examples are: keep a glass of water around 10 feet away from yourself, and keep your cell phone also near the glass of water, and when it rings, you walk over there, and when you shut down, drink the glass of water full, and you are not going to fall asleep anymore. But above all, do sleep early at night if you want to wake up early in the morning. At least give yourself 6 hours of sleep. I've already talked about the time when I used to sleep only for 4 hours, only for 2 hours. Watch those videos. Those are available on my Ashish Tandon channel, and you'll understand how bad it is for your body. It can give you serious mental issues, and also maybe physical issues. No doctor is going to recommend you to sleep less than 6 hours. Okay, even 6 hours is not the best, but it will do. I've done that. Okay, next, how to use scribble pad efficiently and time managing with college. Okay, time managing with college, I've made a lot of videos on time management, but using scribble pad, see, I have been getting this question a lot, all right, and I know that there are few great YouTubers who have already made videos on how to efficiently use scribble pad. Okay, so it is not a deep science that I'm going to talk about it. Scribble pad are pieces of paper where you're going to make a lot of calculations during your examinations. Few of the tips that I used to use: number 1, use various colors of pen. So scribble pad will actually be limited, and it actually depends on the exam center whether they are going to give you a second scribble pad or not. I have been in both the situations where they are given second scribble pad and when they have not given. So sometimes you will have to actually manage with the small amount of space you are having. There the multicolor pens actually comes into the picture. So let us say all you have written with blue pen, and they're not providing more papers. I don't know why, maybe they're trying to save trees, but still it happens. So you can use the red pen, and your eyes will be able to distinguish between what you have written before and what you have written now. Okay, other thing that you can do is that fold the pages where you have made the calculations which have some doubts. For example, there are some questions that can be put mark for review, right? Now these questions you are going to come back. Now I do not suggest you guys to solve the mark for review questions again from scratch. Instead, if you write it properly and neatly in your scribble pad only, then what will happen, and you fold that page and you write it over there that this number of question, there will be only like 6-7 mark for review questions, so you get directly to over there, fold the page, and over the folded part write down the question number, and you come over there and you already see the calculation. You just revise that calculation whether everything is correct, or if you have left it in between, then you can continue from that. That is going to save a lot of time when you're using scribble pad. So if you do things neatly in a systemized manner, for example, if you are solving question number 1, then write properly over there question number 1, you're doing the solution, use less space over there, and because there might be situation where they are not providing scribble pad. In BARC online examination, it gets really bad. They provide papers and papers, like loose papers, one by one for people to solve, and people have to, after every 20 minutes, they have to say one more extra sheet. So they are very what to say, not going to use bad words over here, but you'll have to deal with these situations no matter what. So multicolor pens, write it neatly, review for questions. You should fold the paper so that you don't waste time in doing the question completely again. It will be helpful for you in dealing with the examination. More than that, I do not know if I can add something over there. If you have any more questions, put it down in the comment section. Now, Ansha, why? After marriage, dealing with study is quite hard, especially for a girl. Studies along with home, work, etc. is quite hard. Hey, you guy who was having problem in finding motivation, look at this person. So it is extremely difficult to study after marriage. I'm not talking as if I am married, but I'm just over here going to applaud to these people who are serious enough to keep on preparing after their marriage as well. Now, I remember it was back in 2018, I had a conversation with a girl who was married. Not only married, she was having 2 kids, twins, and she was not that old as well. She was only 2 years older than me, 2014 batch. And she was serious enough to prepare for competitive examination. She was appearing for GATE examination. She was from computer science background. These people are having the motivation to study. Why aren't you having the sufficient motivation to study if you're having everything? Okay, so I really cannot help you, Ansha, because neither I'm married nor I'm having kids, but I can really salute to your motivation and dedication. All I'm going to say is that remember this, utilize each and every last second, and that is the tip for everyone to do their best. Okay, other than that, you can follow my videos. I do not have personal experience, neither anyone very close to me are dealing with these situations, so not really in an adequate state to give you any solution. Okay, maybe you can give a solution 1 year later to kids over here. Unable to focus and completion of subject on time, and how to plan the preparation for online classes. And please, I do not know how I'll be able to answer this question. If you're not able to focus, I don't know. I made a video on concentration, maybe that will help. Managing both 7th semester and GATE examination with self-study, I've talked sufficiently on that, so I'm going to skip this one as well. I study subjects with full attention and interest, but when it comes to practice, I don't get much interest and patience. Even when I sit to solve previous year questions, I'm simply thinking, I know the sum steps, let's skip the next problem, but doing silly mistakes. See, here's the thing. There was another question. The person was saying that I'm having a lot of overconfidence. So to people who are having overconfidence, all you have to do is appear in a test series and your confidence will be shattered into pieces. Okay, now this one is saying that they are not finding the interest in solving questions. Now here's the thing, Ram, all you have to know is that this examination is all about questions. So at some point you'll have to move from the theory part to solving a lot of question part. There's another problem that a lot of people feel, that they're not getting confidence, so they are not properly done with the subject, so they're going to invest a lot of time reading theories again and again, but until and unless you apply that knowledge into numericals, which is ultimately what you will be needing to do in the competitive examination, you won't become better at that, right? So right now you are not feeling of solving questions because you are not good at that. Maybe you're good at theory, maybe you're finding a lot of interest, maybe you're having a very good time watching those lectures because you're learning something new over there. But ultimately you have to do something that you're bad at, so you have to work on your weaknesses as well, right? So if you're weak at solving numericals, then definitely you have to force yourself to solve numericals until you become good at that, and then you'll start enjoying that. Or whether you enjoy it or not, it is out of a question. If you have to appear for these competitive examination filled with numericals, then you definitely have to invest at least like 50 to 60% of your time solving numericals. Okay, it is absolutely essential. And these things that you're saying that I'm making silly mistakes, it is very expected and obvious because you're not having sufficient practice, so obviously you're going to make silly mistakes. Next, Anvesh Roy. The feeling of being overconfident. Okay, yeah, this is the question that I was talking about. Okay, so you already got the answer. Difficulty in preparing for GATE with job. So I've made a full playlist on it's called with job. So basically it talks about all the preparation strategy of preparing along with job. I've done that, so it is going to help you, Divya Bharti. So that playlist I'll be linking down in the description box. I'm only talking about YouTube description box because I won't be able to do that on the audio platforms. By the way, if you do not know, this podcast will be available on audio platforms as well, and you will be able to download the mp3 file over there as well. So it will be available on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, all the Stitcher and all the other audio platforms. You might not be knowing that YouTube is not the only platform that I'm posting contents on. Okay, next, Ayush Yadav, 48 likes on this one. Focus on a single subject is not maintaining. Mind is going, ye bhi pad leta hoon, still that current subject is not complete. Similar to consistency. Now here's the thing, a lot of people will be facing this problem that their syllabus is not completing. So maybe you started your preparation in August or a little bit late, then it might be that you are not able to complete the syllabus. In that case, you will have to prioritize. Okay, so you have to first understand which subject is most important, figure that out, complete that first, then to the next most important, then to the next most important. Like that, you'll have to cover one by one, and there might be a situation where you're not able to cover 2 to 3 minor subjects. That is because time is something that is very, very necessary for you to complete the syllabus properly. But because you're not able to complete few subjects, it does not mean that you reduce the quality of the subject that you are completing, because especially if you're preparing for GATE examination, you'll require quality of study and you'll require good conceptual knowledge, right? So if that is the situation that you are not able to cover all the syllabus, then you'll have to prioritize, and then you'll have to first complete one subject and move to the second subject and move to the third subject, also parallelly doing the revision cycles, because you don't really want to forget about the subjects that you have already completed. You have to go like that. So you have to think about it logically, that do I have sufficient time to complete all of this? And if I'm going to complete the subject that I'm doing right now, is it going to be beneficial to go for subject B when I'm trying to complete subject A? All right, so you have to complete it step by step, especially if you're doing it for the first time. If I'm not able to answer the question properly, you can put your follow-up question down in the comment section of YouTube. Please make a video on how to know that the study or preparation of GATE is correct or not. See, there are huge number of people who are preparing for GATE examination in a wrong way, even after taking a lot of study material, coaching institute material, even after spending a lot of money. That is a big problem, and I've seen it happen again and again while I was preparing with the people who were preparing with me. I've seen it happen for the last 2 years for the students who come and watch these videos. Okay, so there's a proper method of preparing for these competitive examination. If you did not know that, there's a breaking news for you, but it is pretty obvious that it is a game. You have to have a proper strategy and a proper method, and that is what this channel Talk 47 provides you guys for free. So invest some time in knowing about the proper methods, the revision cycle, the test series, and the things that I say. I never talk about things which are not important for you guys. Okay, so most of my videos are coming from your suggestions only and my experience. A lot of time I'll be talking about some topics that I'm never suggested, but I know that it is extremely important and essential, and nobody actually talks about this. So all I'm going to be saying is that invest some time, 5 to 6 minutes every day maybe, or even alternate days, to go through few of my videos. Few of the videos are absolute must. Today also I was having a conversation with a boy and I was saying this thing only. There's a video on 4-month strategy, there's a video on parallel revision, there's a video on cyclic revision, and there's a video on test series analysis. These 4 videos is going to take you only 1 hour for you to go through it. If you go through it 100%, you'll be able to understand what is the correct way of studying for GATE examination. Otherwise, if you're going to go half-ass and you're going to follow wrong study material and you're not going to have proper revision strategy, you're not going to make micro notes properly, you're not going to make short notes, and you're not going to practice good questions from, let us say, GATE previous year questions or ES previous year questions, then it is not going to happen. Okay, the competition is already very difficult. So I hope you got the answer. Now next, after listening to GATE online lectures parallelly 2 subjects, okay, mind draining, and then I can't able to set time for numericals. I'm a 7 semester student. I can perfectly understand that it must be becoming very, very difficult for you to manage all of this. But like I said, you'll have to prioritize because you are in 7th semester, and if let us say 8 or 9 subjects are left for you, then it would be better for you to prioritize and leave few subjects so that you maintain the quality. Otherwise, if you're going to appear for GATE 2022 and your GATE 2021 preparation is also half-hearted and you are only studying to the surface, then you'll be actually wasting more time. So it all depends on what stage of preparation you are at. So I won't be able to answer it properly. If you write it again in the comment section, then I'll be able to answer to the follow-up question. Okay, struggling to even study for 1 hour. I only placed it over here so that this person Rajiv can actually go and see that one girl who was married and still studying. That is Ansha Y. Okay, so that is as simple as that. You're not able to study even for 1 hour. What is the problem, Rajiv? Are you married with 2 kids? Maybe. So moving forward, how to maintain focus and composure while facing any new type of numerical. Like sometimes I get overwhelmed with questions long to read. Okay, so basically there's a thing we call as having experience of solving a lot of new questions, and that is going to give you the practice, that is going to give you the confidence. That is why I've said that solve as many new questions as possible, but obviously stay in the limits of the questions that have appeared in competitive examination, or give a lot of test series, because over there are questions which are made by content development team, but at least you are going to be solving it in limited amount of time, and you are going to compare yourself or see at what level you are or where you are making the mistake. So if you are having a lot of practice of solving new questions, then you will be developing that habit of being comfortable of reading those questions in limited amount of time. So it is like an art. It is definitely like any other sport. For example, if there's very low chance that I'm going to find any boxers over here, but if you are trying to learn the art of boxing, then people are going to teach you, first of all, jab, straight, hook, these combinations. Then you are going to learn how to do all those things in front of a person who is moving. Then you are going to learn how to do those things in front of a person who is going to lightly hit you back, and then you're going to do it in front of a person who is actually fighting with you. So there are levels of comfort, and that actually requires a lot of practice, properly strategized practice. If it is your first class in boxing, I send you against a person who has been training for 2 years in the ring, and that person is actually in a fight mode, then you won't be able to learn anything. So level by level, that is what we do with GATE examination as well. So first you get the concepts down. That is what you are going to do when you're completing the syllabus. Then you're going to give yourself proper practice of GATE previous year questions, then maybe ES previous year questions, then maybe ISRO previous year questions. Then in a test series where it is limited amount of time, and you're going to be seeing whether you're able to do that in that pressurized situation or not, and you're going to do that again and again so that you become very comfortable in that. So ultimately the practice is going to help you to become comfortable in that situation. Only then you'll be looking at each and every word very carefully. Only then you'll be able to think calmly about what is the solution. Okay, so practice is excessively important. I've made couple of videos on how to increase numerical speed, how to improve how to not make silly mistakes and all. and ultimately the solution to all are practice only. So it is very, very simple, but people won't be doing it because it is bloody difficult. Okay, that is primarily the reason. So many people who are crying about, I'm not having sufficient motivation, I'm not having sufficient time. You need bloody dedication, and you need to work extremely hard to do this, because it is a difficult deal. Please understand that things do not come that easy over here, especially in this country where everyone wants it. Okay, next, distraction like friends are getting placed. Okay, I've already talked about this, but this was the thing that I started. Can't score good marks in test series. Okay, I've talked about all of this. Even though I finished theory of subject, I'm unable to solve problems. Okay, so here's the thing. After you have completed the theory, you won't be instantaneously able to solve all the numericals, right? This is because while you were studying theory, that is what you were developing, the theory part, but you won't be able to develop your numerical solving skill until and unless you are actually solving numericals. So you have to study one theory, any theory part, and then you have to apply it in numerical so that you understand how you apply the theory that you have studied. That is why I said when you're studying, this is how you're going to study. You're going to, let us pick any subject, and then you're going to cover one particular subject. Let us say the first chapter of that subject. Okay, so strength of material is there. Strength of material is divided into 12 different chapters, right? So these chapters one by one you are going to be finishing. Let us say you have finished first chapter. It is your responsibility to first of all go and solve every numerical that has appeared in the competitive examination that you're preparing for from that chapter before you move to next chapter. So you have to do the theory and numerical aspect simultaneously. A lot of people, even though I've talked about it multiple times, are still making that mistake that they will complete all the theory part of a particular subject and then they are going to start solving the problems. Two problems in that. Number one, it is too much delayed, so you will be forgetting about a lot of concepts that you studied, let us say, in the first chapter. And the second one is that you will be wasting a lot of time because of that. So you'll be going back, checking it out again, recalling it, and also you won't be able to do it as good as if you would have done if you did it instantaneously. So it is like जब लोहा गर्म है तभी हथौड़ा मारा जाता है, right? So when the iron is red hot, then you're going to hammer it. So it is like that only. First you complete small part of theory and then you solve the numerical of that part instantaneously so that you apply that. Once you apply that, it will be much more difficult for you to forget about it. All right, so in anything that you learn, okay, anything that you have learned ever, for example, Bernoulli's theory or how airplane flies, or any simple concept that you have ever learned, if someone does some practical to you, for example, teaches you with some practical aspect in real life, there's a higher chance for you to never forget about it. In a similar manner, this is what you have to do instantaneously after you have studied the theory. If you ever seen previous year question bank of GATE examination or engineering services examination of top coaching institutes, it is always divided in, first of all, subject wise, and second of all, subjects are also divided chapter wise. It is done like that for a reason, especially for core engineering and top branches. You are going to get those kind of previous year questions, so utilize that. That is the reason it is given like that. The moment you study a particular theory, that is the moment you apply it in the questions that have appeared in that competitive examination. Okay, how to read anywhere, anytime, whatever the surrounding thoughts and situation. This is a kind of funny question with no comments at all, sorry, no likes at all, but I'm going to still answer this because I've done this a lot. So I used to read and study almost any place that I could. Okay, I've studied in barbershops, I've studied in metros, I've studied in local trains, I have studied in a classroom where teacher is teaching something else, I've studied in lunch period when everyone is talking about some other random topic that does not matter at all, and I've studied basically any place that you can think of. And it is not that there's some special trick, but over time you are going to develop a resistance to the external voices. So this again also comes down to your practice and also your dedication. So you should want to study, and if you want to study, the practice will come and everything will be solved. But few tips are here that if the place is very noisy and it is filled with disturbance, but you can sit down with a pen and paper, then I would always suggest that invest that time in solving numericals, like a classroom where teacher is teaching something else. And if that situation is not there, or you are not able to comfortably sit, then I would say that focus more on revision. So obviously you won't be able to study something new in these distracting situations. Okay. All right. Moving to the next one. A deep question which only you can answer. Why everyone is chasing ISRO, BARC, DRDO, ESC, or other competitive examinations? Do they really don't have any other options? I don't think so. Okay, Shubham Agarwal, actually I also don't think so. Maybe you should guide who can go in competitive examination direction, because many people don't clear those and end up wasting a lot of time. Maybe they can done some okay done some they could have done, sorry, I'm a terrible reader, they could have done something else and may have landed a good opportunity. That is very correct. Why people are, basically the question is, why are people running after government jobs? So the main reason is pretty obvious. It is the parents. They all want government jobs because they grew up in a completely different time. They grew up in the 80s. At that time, government jobs were everything. And especially after the boom of this internet and the people who are making money out of social media, these people are not going to be appreciated by the parents, because there is a generation gap. There's a huge generation gap. These days, the generation gap is as small as 5 years. So you won't be able to relate to even people who are 5 years younger than you. Especially, I'm someone who was born in 90s. I won't be able to properly relate with people who are born in 2001 to 2010, somewhere in between that. So it is especially difficult for parents to understand the new opportunities that are coming up. Is there any problem with government jobs? Not really, but yes, the government jobs are very, very stagnant. Growth is very slow. And the good thing about government job is the starting income is very, very high. I don't think that any private job is going to give you that big of a starting package with that less of work. All right. So you might be saying that Google is giving that much package and Facebook is giving that much package, but the work is also comparable, and that only comes with very good degrees like IIT degrees and things like that. So in that place, government jobs are definitely good. Government jobs are good with security, that no matter what happens, you are going to get your salary. But I know that because of this pandemic, the salary income of government jobs has also reduced. They are going to remove DA, they are going to even remove TA and things like that. So salary will get hit. Even, and when it comes to PSUs, because PSUs have to create profit, PSUs are basically half private only, so over there also there will be problem. So the major issue would be the growth is slow, and the organizations are so mammoth, it is very gigantic. So you will be becoming a very small part of a very big organization, and whenever that happens, you won't actually be getting a very good leading role. So when it comes to, let us say you joined a startup which is just 2 years old, you will be getting a very pivotal role just when you entered that organization. But it will never happen with government jobs. In government jobs, mainly old people will be ruling and telling you what to do. But happens opposite in private sector. So it is a stigma that is over there, that government jobs are the best. I think it is wiping away over time, especially the next generation won't be told that government jobs are everything. And also the problem that lack of jobs in government sector these days, the number of seats are very, very low. And because of these mentality of the parents and also students, also a lot of students and graduates will be willing to get into government jobs only because this is the mentality. The job work amount is very low in government jobs. Well, there are a few government jobs where the amount of work that you will have to do is very, very low, but especially in organizations like ISRO, the amount of workload is very high. Okay, so maybe these people don't know, even Indian Railways, the amount of work is very, very high. So it is like a misconception. So Shubham Agarwal is very correct over here, that people don't even know what they are fighting for. Like I said, no, when you're undergraduate, you are going to literally party after getting a 3 lakh package. And I know that after getting 3 lakh package, what is your life going to be like in 1 year? You're going to be miserable and you will try all your best to get out of that job, to do anything. I've seen so far as people are leaving that job without any other opportunities and preparing for competitive examination. All right. So people don't actually know what is happening or what is job in general. People who are graduates who are preparing for competitive examination, don't really know what is job. You'll understand that once you get a job, and then there's a big mismatch of what you expected and what is the reality. And that is why it happens a lot that a lot of people are leaving their very good government jobs as well, because we are never told what a job is going to be like. And that is what the reality I wanted to bring with the podcast. In the Talk and Fire podcast especially, I've talked a lot about what jobs really are and what are the benefits of not having a job but having an income. That actually means you're doing something on your own, and that is the opportunity that is brought by the social media or the online world. For example, if you want to run a course or you want to teach something or you want to start something, you are getting an audience online these days. So that is a career opportunity that parents are not aware of. But those are the things that I started to make you guys aware. I started a series called YouTube Step by Step, and I'm going to make more of those. But still, conventional mindset is there, and they are also, you have seen this, no? Like, people who are preparing for competitive examination, if you become a topper, what kind of mentality other people are having. The toppers are treated as gods over here. I do not think that this would be happening in any other country other than India. Really, I don't think that there's anyone from England whose video I've seen that this is a topper in some examination. It really does not matter, because an examination is very simple. It does not make you very successful. So over here in this country, it is like a person who's a topper in a particular examination is treated to be much more successful than a person who has started a very successful business. So we don't really see a lot of interviews of Indian entrepreneurs who are making like 3 lakh, 4 lakh rupees minimum by doing something on their own, having employees who are working under them. But we are going to see a lot of interviews of toppers of GATE examination, ISRO examination, engineering services examination. So that is something that is there. I would say it is kind of a brainwash that. So obviously, if you're going to see that, yeah, your parents are also going to say, look at that person, he was topper over there, you should also try to be like that person. They are never going to say that, look at that person built something on his own and now he's having employees and he's having a successful company. When I started a company, can you call a company? It is a proprietorship. But when I was registering for tax and all and GST and all, it was a super difficult time. Now, right now, I'm very educated and I've worked in companies before, but I have no idea about what is GST, what is TDS, because I was never taught that, right? So a lot of people will live throughout their life not knowing these things, because it is the kind of mindset by most people that these things are good and these things are not. All right. So I think that there's going to be a lot of changes in future, because this internet is helping a lot of people reach to people who are having experience. For example, if YouTube was never there, you would never have an access to a person talking for free who has been working in ISRO for some time, has worked in Department of Atomic Energy and has left those jobs, right? So you would never know that. But now people are aware of that, and I'm not the only one. There are a lot of people doing this. So I think that is good. Okay, let us end this topic with a positive note. Now, some other questions are also there. You can talk about other opportunities. See, opportunities mainly come from your education. All right. So if you are doing BTech, then the opportunities will be coming from that only. And if you're doing MBA, then opportunities are going to come from that only. Until and unless you are having some hobby and a lot of guts to turn that hobby into your career. So you can try to do that also, but you'll have to have a specific area of interest. Now, moving to the next one. It has been already 1 hour, but let us see how many more questions I can answer. Okay, there are a lot of questions left. I don't think that we'll be able to answer all 34 questions over here. I think it was too much for me to take this many questions. All right, this is an important one. So You were in Medici and I'm sure you would have given gate test series. Can you please tell about CBT? CBT, if I'm not wrong, stands for center based test. So basically what it is that a big coaching institutes, what it will do, I think ACE was also doing it. They are going to book an exam center, and over there will be examinations exactly how the gate examination would be going on. There will be an invigilator, there will be the same interface as the gate examination. Basically the idea was that you are going to get the exact experience that you're going to get on the gate examination day, but you are going to get 2-3 example experiences on that. The idea sounded very good, and I gave CBT in 2017 also and 2018 also to get some experience, but I don't think that it really works. The experience was exactly the same as you would be having while giving any other test series at your home as well. And actually moving those distances and spending that much time, basically you'll be spending a whole day if you're living in remote areas, then I do not think that that is worth it. So that is my idea. I do not think that you should be appearing for CBTs. Save some time and appear in test series. How did you read in 4 years of engineering without having better college? I would be in similar situation. Please help. See, 4 years of my college, I have properly documented it on my channel Ashish Ranjan. So you can go over there and listen to couple of vlog videos that I've made over there. How did I read that? I used to read a lot of books. I used to watch NPTEL lectures, and I was very serious. So I knew that I had made a lot of mistakes in the past, and I have to work very hard if I have to get to a good place. So basically I worked hard. I used to spend a lot of time in library, reading a lot of books. My college, some colleges are not good, and it won't be having good books in the library also. Teacher also won't be knowing a lot, but still you can do a lot if you have the will. So even the teachers which are not very qualified, I still remember my teachers also used to be preparing for gate examination and ES examination because they also wanted to get out of this. But those teachers also knows something a lot more than what you know right now. So try to get even that little amount of knowledge out of their head, no matter how low it is, but they are still in a position to help you. That was my philosophy. And even people who used, there were a lot of teachers. For example, my industrial engineering teacher, my production teacher, every now and then I would take few of the questions of gate examination, go and ask to them, and they would, even if they would not be able to answer it immediately, they would find the answer and help me out. So I think the teachers are helpful in a lot of stages, so use that also. Students are generally not serious, and you won't be able to find a lot of help over there until unless someone is preparing at the level that you are preparing. That would be helpful. But library definitely helps, and I was not even, or we in general were not having that much online resources back in 2014 or 2015. There were some few topper interviews, that's it, but nobody was actually making study material. But there's absolutely no doubt that there are a lot of study material available right now. I know this because I've only created a lot of study material, so you should use that. And I think that no matter what the college, you can study to the fullest. I think you can do 100% of your preparation without even spending a single amount of money. Okay, because the online resources are so good these days. So all you have to have is have the determination. If you have that much, then you can go from anywhere to anywhere. In 4 years, a person really changes. The college really decides what you're going to be in future, and that is not decided by the college. That is decided by the person, that what amount of change you want to see in yourself, and that is basically infinite. I did a lot. I was an average to below average student till 12th class, and I became a topper in college, and after some time I did great things. Okay, I cracked competitive examination, I got selected into BARC, I got selected into ISRO. That is good, but I know that I could have done even better if I would have worked even harder. I worked sufficiently hard, but if I would have gotten better direction. So nowadays direction is even more than ever. The only problem that you might be facing, that everyone is giving direction these days. Okay, so there's a cluster of direction, and you might be getting a lot of wrong advices a lot of times. So one tip I would be giving you, that if you're taking advice from someone, look at their qualifications. If they have done what you want to do, then listen to them. Otherwise, a lot of people are just opening their mouth and saying whatever they want to say. Okay, so keep those things in your mind and work hard in your college. That's all I'm going to say. College really decides in both directions. A person who is very well accomplished can completely degrade himself or herself in 4 years by partying too much, and a person who is nothing can turn themselves as everything that they want to become if they work very hard. One thing that I will say, that you are not going to get a college life that you saw in 3 Idiots or read in 5 Point Someone. College life is brutal. No matter what college you are in, you'll have to work hard to make a good career. This is something that is going to actually decide your career. These 6 years, 11th and 12th and 4 years of your college are must. No matter what people say, that study now and you're going to be enjoying next. Your 11th and 12th and 4 years of your college are definitely the most important one. Okay. All right. How to focus on questions when I give test series, I get distracted. Practice. That's it. All right. There are too many questions left. I'm going to end this podcast over here. Other questions I'm going to be discussing later, or I'm going to be making some specific videos on these topics. But I hope that you learned a lot, and thanks for listening, especially to those people who are here from the beginning till this end. If you liked it, if you're going to hit the like button, it is going to help the channel. I'm trying my best to make people aware about solid information that is going to help them make better career. Momentum Podcast has always been about careers, and in the next 48 hours, I'm going to do 3 different podcasts with 3 different people, and 2 of them are going to come on Momentum Podcast. One is Shivam Kumar, who is one of my oldest friends, and the second one is Anant Mehrotra, who was with me in BTech during my college days. All right, so those people are doing very good in their career. I want to bring their careers in front. So someone just said no, that everyone is running after government jobs and all that. That is something that I want to change, and I want you guys to be aware about different career fields. But people don't really want to listen because I made a video on this career in product design, and not that many people are interested. I'm very grateful to the people and very happy that a lot of people were interested as well. But you should look at these career opportunities as well. Be open-minded and look at all the career opportunities and then decide what you want to do. And that is what I'm going to do in future also. Shivam is going to come, and he's having an amazing career. He's traveling more than anyone in this country, and he's having a good time, and he never prepared for competitive examination. It's as simple as that. So he's going to let you know what was his career like. And Anant has done hardcore mechanical engineering from Italy also, and he's going to tell you how to do MS from abroad. Also, Talk and Fire podcast is going to come on Saturday or Sunday, not sure about that. I still have to record that with Komal. And if you want to have a podcast on general topics, that is going to help you a lot. All the links will be down in the description box. Special thanks to all the members. A lot of members have completed more than 6 months. I'm going to dedicate a particular video to those people as well. I've already dedicated a video to 2, but there are 2 more. I think Jaideep is there and Prithviraj. I don't remember, but I'm going to see 5-6 people have completed 6 months. And if you want to know more about what is channel membership, then you can click on the join button. And basically, channel member is for you to get something extra, and you are going to invest for that. If you want to get into personal contact, you have to get something above student level, either get into engineer level or scientist level to get into personal contact with me, because less number of people only I'll be able to deal with. There are member special live sessions which you'll be able to attend twice every month, and over there we are having almost like 1, 2, 3, 4 interactions. I'm there, and there are like 7-8 people who are channel members, and their questions are always answered. It goes for like 1 to 2 hours. And it is a good interaction. If you're interested in those kind of things, hit the join button. I don't think that you're going to regret. Also, there's a huge library of videos which are only available for members. Engineering specific, science specific, things that you're going to really enjoy. It is not focused towards competitive examination. There's some behind the scenes. There's a studio tour of this one, and there's like Fukushima reactor, what happened over there, Kalpana Chawla incident, and there are a lot of interesting videos. You're going to find it very, very amazing. All right, if you can invest. If you can't, there's absolutely no issues. The videos are going to keep on coming, and videos that are available for everyone will be available for you as well. I'm going to sign out over here. I'll see all of you in the next one. Till then, bye.